In today's video, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this stylish asymmetric one sleeve blazer. If you've been looking to learn how to draft and sew this unique blazer with a twist, then this tutorial is for you. My name is Eunice and you're welcome to Eleganza Styling, where I share easy to follow tutorials on fashion design, pattern drafting and sewing. If you're passionate about fashion and love creating standout pieces, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Without further ado, let's get right into the pattern drafting. Here's what you need to get started. You need your rulers. I have my straight ruler and French curve ruler, my pattern paper, tape and marker. I have my pattern paper folded into two. Then from the start of the pattern, I'll be taking my body measurements, which are my shoulder to nipple, my shoulder to under bust, my shoulder to half length, and the length of the top. So after getting all these points, I will connect to form a straight line. So I went ahead to level all the lines. The starting line is my shoulder, then the next one is my bust point, my under bust, my half length, and my full length. So on my shoulder line, I will take my shoulder divided by 2, and on that same point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slants. So next, I marked my neck wideness to be 3 inches, and the neck depth, I just made it to be 4 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect my shoulder slants like you see me doing, and also connect my neck curve. So having done that, I came down by 8 inches for my arm side length after my shoulder slant. Then I'm going to roll a straight line on that point. So on that arm side length, I'll also be marking my shoulder divided by 2, and then I'll just connect to form a straight line to my shoulder slant. So next, I'm going to divide what I have on that arm side length into 2 and come in by half inch on that point. Then on the arm side length, I'll be taking my round bust measurements divided by 4. Then the 3 points that you see me marking, I will be connecting them together to form my armhole curve. So before connecting, I came out by half an inch from my shoulder slant. This is because I want the shoulder to be extended when I fix my shoulder pad to it. But if you don't want to fix a shoulder pad to it, then you can just connect your normal armhole. So having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my bust span, which is also known as the nipple to nipple. I divided it into 2 equal halves, and then I marked the point starting from my bust point line all the way to my top length. Then after doing that, I'll use my straight ruler to connect all the points together. So to mark the dots, I will take 0.75 on both sides of the line on the half length, okay? Then after marking that point, on the underbust, I'll take 1 inch on both sides. So 0.75 for the half length and 1 inch on both sides for the underbust. Then after doing that, I connected the two dot points together and then just connected from the half length dot all the way to the top length, just like you see me doing. And then after that, I placed my curved ruler to connect from my underbust to my bust point. So after connecting the dots on both sides like this, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my princess dots. So take note of the midpoint of the armhole. I'm going to come down from that midpoint by 1 inch. Then after marking that point, I will first of all connect using my curved ruler to the midpoint of the armhole before I connect to the extension down. So after connecting to the midpoint like you see me doing, I will go ahead again to place my curved ruler starting from my bust point and connect to that 1 inch point. Then that one, I will extend the line outside of the armhole. So guys, if you don't quite understand what I'm saying, just watch closely. Then that extended line will be 1 inch. So after marking that point, I will connect again to form my new armhole. So the reason for doing this is many of the times or all of the times when you draft a princess dart bustier, if you don't extend one side of the armhole, after joining your princess dart, it is going to be shorter. So that's the reason for extending the armhole. So next, I went ahead to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 and then I added 1 inch for that. Then on my waistline, I took my round waist divided by 4. Then I'm going to replace the larger dart, which is the dart on the underbust. So the reason for replacing the underbust dart is many of the times the underbust and the half length are usually the same measurement for some body size. So it's better to use the larger dart, which is the underbust dart. So just in case the person you're making the dress for, you didn't measure the underbust and it is the same thing as the half length. So that's the reason for replacing the underbust dart. Okay. So after doing that now, I'll be connecting my bust measurements to my half length. And then for the full length, I'm going to first of all measure my waist to hip. So my waist to hip length is 8 inches and my full length is 9 inches from my waist to the full length. So I just decided to take 1 inch for ease after marking quarter of my hip. So I'm going to use my free hand to connect to my half length just like you see me doing. So guys, after drafting the pattern like this, I'm going to make use of a tracing wheel to trace all the lines that I have on this side to appear on the other side. If you don't have a tracing wheel, you can turn your pattern to the other side and draft the same pattern. So for my shoulder line, I just decided to make it 6 inches long. So I went ahead to mark 6 inches after my neck wideness, and I will reconnect my armhole again. After doing that, I'll continue tracing all the lines to appear on the other side. So yes, after tracing all the line, if you look at the style, it has a curved bottom. So I came up by 2 inches on the side part of my pattern and then I connected to form the curve. So after connecting that curved bottom, I'm going to trace the line as well. I'm done tracing on the lines. I'll use my ruler and pen to make it visible so you can see. After tracing all the lines, this is what I have it looking like after I opened up the pattern. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my asymmetric neckline. So the part that will have the shoulder will be the right side according to the picture. So I place my curved ruler like this, and then I'm just going to connect from the armhole on the left side to my round neck. So after getting the shape that I want, I'm going to use my marker to make it visible. So I'm just going to blend this part so it will not be too curvy. Then to mark the keyhole neck design on the shoulder, on the end of the shoulder, I will mark 3 inches. Then from the neck wideness, I will go out by 1 inch. So 3 inches from the end of the shoulder and then 1 inch from the neck wideness. Then I'm going to determine the length of the neck depth, how deep I want the keyhole to be. So I'm going to measure 8 inches starting from my shoulder line. So after marking that 8-inch point, I'll be using my French curve ruler to connect the both points to the neck depth. So you can see the way I placed my ruler with the curved side facing the opposite direction. Then after getting the shape, this is what it looks like. I'll use my marker to make it visible. So after getting the keyhole design, I noticed that from the picture, the asymmetric shape was not close to the keyhole design. So I decided to reconnect my asymmetric curve neckline again. So I measured 5 inches as the length of the off shoulder parts. Then to reconnect it again, this is what it looks like. So after getting the line that I want, I just decided to cut it out so we don't get confused with the two lines that are there. So I cut out the exact line that I want. And this is what we have it looking like. So guys, for the bottom styling, I'm going to mark 2 inches for my dart line to the center front. Then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Then for the length, I'm going to make it 5 inches long. Then after getting the 3 points, I'll use my straight ruler to connect together. So having done that, I'm going to make all the lines visible that I'll be cutting on. Then this middle line is going to be cut open as well. So after making all the lines visible, I'll go ahead now to cut my pattern. So we are done with the front pattern. Let's go ahead to draft the back pattern. So I have my back pattern already folded into two. And I also went ahead to roll the necessary lines I need. For the back pattern, you just need your chest line, your half length, and the top length. So I measured my half length of 18 inches and my top length is 9 inches after my half length. Then I also took my shoulder divided by 2 and marked my neck wideness of 3 inches and made the neck depth to be 1.5 inches. Then I also gone ahead to take my bust measurement divided by 4. So just like the front, I extended my shoulder length to be 6 inches. So after connecting the shoulder slants again, I'm going to use my curved ruler to connect to form my armhole. And then next, I'm going to take my round waist measurement divided by 4. And after marking that point, I'm going to add 1 inch for that allowance. And then I connected my bust to my half length like so. Then on the top length, I'm going to take my round hip divided by 4. So after marking quarter of my round hip, I added 1 inch for ease. Then I connected to my half length like you see me doing. So the back part is going to have a zip and we need to remove zipper board from it. So I went in by half an inch on the folded part on the half length. Then I connected that to my chest line and I'm connecting it now to my top line. So I'm going to be cutting out that part. So after cutting it, I'm going to replace it on the side. So I replace back half inch to my half length on the side part. And I also connected to my bust line and also to my top length. So to mark your darts for the half length, you're going to measure your actual round waist measurement and divide it by 2. Then on that point, I'm just going to place my straight ruler and connect all the way to my chest line and my top length. And then I marked 0.5 inch on both sides, which is the 1 inch that I've already replaced before to the side. Then after doing that, I'm going to connect both that leg to my chest line and also connect to my top length. So just like I did for the front, I came up by 2 inches on the side. Then I'm going to use my curved ruler to connect to form my curved bottom. So this is how simple the back pattern looks. Now I'm going to cut out my back pattern and use my tracing wheel to trace the darts. So I'm just going to connect to form a princess dart on the back. So I connected where the dart stops to the midpoint of my armhole. For this back princess dart, you don't need to extend the armhole at all. So after cutting the pattern, I'm going to use my tracing wheel to trace the both darts to appear on the other side. So after tracing all the lines for the back pattern, I will be cutting out my asymmetric neckline. So first I brought back my front pattern and I placed it front side facing front side of the back pattern. So I'll be able to note the part that will have the up shoulder. So after marking the parts, I use my curved ruler to connect from my armhole to the neck wideness. So on the off shoulder part, I'll be making use of the depth of 5 inches. Then I'll connect from that point to my neck wideness and also connect to my armhole on the other side. So this is what the neck looks like after connecting it. So I'm going to cut out my pattern now. So guys, before you go ahead to cut your pattern, ensure that you label them, or just like I did, I put some arrows to note which pattern goes together so that you will not get confused. And that's it for the pattern drafting. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to sew the pieces together and attach the cape. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tutorials. See you in the next one.